All right, so we'll jump in there, folks. So welcome to everybody. We've got 23 folks in here, so nice turnout. We typically get anywhere from 20 to 40 folks showing up to our town halls. This is our third town hall. So we hosted one in May, we hosted one in June, and so welcome to our July Eternal Posterity Town Hall. So all enlisted members as well as non-enlisted members are welcome to attend. So that includes our crew operations technicians as well. So we do have a list of things to go over today on our agenda. Again, I'm going to try and keep it under 30 minutes. In terms of events today, we did actually schedule a last minute raid, which I posted last night. It is full now, so thank you for those of you who signed up. So we've got an event tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, so as soon as this town hall is done, I'll be doing a scout once we're done here. As far as I know, Zaitin, I know you have a few agenda items. Zrel, Rise, and Kaivel, just pop into chat if there's anything that you folks wanted to add in today. Just so I know if we need to make you a little bit of time in the agenda, we can definitely do that. If there's some things you folks want to bring up as part of our call, just let me know. Otherwise, we'll get started. First of all, I'd like to thank someone in particular who's actually in our call today. We had a recent icon renewal across the server, so all of our ranks and our ranking chart received an overhaul in the server. So I'd like to thank Zrel, who was actually able to make it today. So Zrel's in chat right now. Zrel redid all of your icons. So if you guys look at your server profiles, as I'm sure you've probably noticed, each of you has a little icon beside your name anytime you interact in the server. Those were all made and designed by Zrel from scratch. That includes your divisional icons, titles, commendations, ranks, miscellaneous roles. Every single one of them was designed by Zrel. So I want to thank him very much for the work that he put in recently. It's a lot of creative energy required for that. It's not a short process either, as he has a software and application that he does all of the icons in. So it was quite a project for him to undertake. And again, every rank icon was completely redone when we had made color and armor changes to our ranking system. So thank you, Zrel, for that. Much appreciated. So it's a nice shiny look across the server, that's for sure. Speaking of icons, wanted to let you folks know, for those of you not familiar with Discord Nitro. So Discord Nitro, you have the ability to boost a server. So with our particular server, we are at level 3. However, boosts do expire. So myself as an admin, since I'm the server owner, I do have recurring boosts that renew themselves every single month. As I'm sure all of you are familiar, you do have to pay for Nitro and you do have to pay for boosts. We were at risk the other day of actually losing our... we have the gradient colors on our roll. So if you guys look at your names in the server, you have that really cool 2-color combo for your roll. We were actually at risk of losing that tomorrow. So I did boost the server to ensure that that remains in place. So I just wanted to encourage folks. Obviously, this is completely optional and we appreciate your support anytime you're able to provide it. For those of you who have any free boosts and are willing to use boosts, we would love for you folks to support the Eternal Posterity server. It does allow us to retain things like our custom invite link, our gradient colors, the ability to have role icons, the ability to have a server banner. There's a lot of perks that we have due to server boost. So if any of you do have any spare and again are willing to support the server, we would appreciate that. Again, no obligation, completely optional, but we do always appreciate the support. We do provide a role called the Light of Jory. So you'll notice that some folks in the server have a role called Light of Jory with a special icon that signifies somebody who's boosted the server. So that is given to you automatically. And again, we appreciate those of you who have been supporting the server over the last 6 months. Speaking of which, 6 months. We have a pretty exciting milestone for Eternal Posterity that I would actually like to celebrate today. So we're 5 days early, but I'd like to celebrate it today with all of you. And we don't have anything special outside of the town hall. We don't have anything special planned because it does coincide, unfortunately, with the release of Halo CE Campaign Evolved. It is Eternal Posterity's 6-month birthday on July 24th. So this clan is celebrating 6 months in action in 5 days. We were founded on January 24th, and it's crazy to think that 6 months has already passed. So I want to thank all of you, including our community founders, Rise, Kaivel, and Gar, who's not here today, all helped found Eternal Posterity. Without the three of those individuals, this would not have been possible. In addition to all of you here today, this would not have been possible. So I want to thank everyone for their contributions and efforts to making this group what it is. It's been an awesome 6 months, and we're looking forward to another 6 months. I guess what we do have planned, though, so I guess I was fibbing a little bit. So there is the release of Halo Campaign Evolve. So early release is actually happening this week. So folks are going to get a 5-day early access, July 23rd, for those that have pre-ordered. So I have notified our event coordinators, so folks who do scheduling for the clan, internal and external. I've notified them that we will not be scheduling any internal or external activity during the dates of July 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. So basically from Thursday through Sunday, we will not have any activities posted, and that is so that folks can enjoy and grind out Halo Combat Evolved, or sorry, Halo Campaign Evolved, my apologies. However, what we can post is if you folks are looking for co-op, because I know some of you in here are going to try and do lasso, some of you in here are going to try and do some legendary runs, some of you in here are going to try and get some achievements and challenges, and obviously you're going to want co-op partners to do that. So any event coordinators in here that are interested in scheduling campaign evolved internal activity for the sake of getting lobbies of 4, you're more than welcome to do so. So that can kind of be our little internal way of celebrating our 6-month birthday, is enjoying Campaign Evolved with fellow clanmates. So that's the way that we can kind of celebrate with each other. So I wanted to let you folks know about that little break that we'll be taking, in addition to obviously celebrating again our 6-month birthday. So thank you everybody for that, and looking forward obviously to the release of CE. What else do we got here? A recent announcement was posted. This was in the last couple of weeks. Maps and game types, Eternal Posterity, maps and game types. So we did a complete overhaul of our formatting of maps and game types within the clan. So there was an announcement posted about this. So all of our maps and game types were either remade or renamed. So please ensure that when you are using official maps and game types within the group, that you are referring to the document labeled Approved Maps and Game Types. All current versions of all of our maps and game types will always be on my file share. So you can always, of course, if you put me as your rival in the game, so you do have the ability to set a rival in MCC, and that also gives you quick access to just view their profile as well as their file share. So that's an easy way to do it. But again, everything is always accessible through me. That includes our external map rosters. So things like Team TAC, Invasion, BTB, MLG. I also have copies of all of those maps as well on my file share. So anytime you're looking for anything, my file share is pretty much a library for anything that you need map and game type wise. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Thank you. Actually, I'm just looking at chat here. A few of you have boosted. Really, really appreciate that, guys. Appreciate the support. Moving on to the next piece, Special Operations and Ranger Training. So very happy to announce that our Special Operations class, which consists currently of 4 initiates, which is being instructed by myself and Blood Elite at the moment, and then our Ranger class, which is being instructed by Sylph. Ranger class only does consist of 1 initiate, which is Yuri, but that's fine because we included Yuri late after the initial class had graduated. Both classes are halfway through their program, or just about halfway through their program. So we're hoping by beginning of August to latest mid-August that we'll have both of our Ranger and Special Operations classes graduated. So thank you to our initiates and our instructors for putting in the time and energy to make that stuff happen. So looking forward to seeing some new members of those branches. Jumping over to, let's cover something just with regards to raids. So you folks are familiar with context. Obviously, we have our ROE document, which most folks are familiar with. One thing that is done every so often is what's called a raid map review. So as of right now, Eternal Posterity has a total of 17 raid bases. These are a variety of bases ranging from Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 raid bases according to our approved maps and game types. They have not been edited, most of them have not been edited in quite some time. So what I'm going to be doing is over the course of the remainder of July to early August, so I'm going to say probably at least the first week of August, potentially the first half of August, I'm going to be doing a complete forge, edit, and review of all 17 of our bases. That means all 17 of our bases are going to be updated. And that can be anything from the weapons, the vehicles, the timers, the scenery, the environment, the way the base is played. So all of our bases are going to be reassessed for playability, as well as the armaments, spawning, etc. Everything from top to bottom. As a result of that, we, Eternal Posterity as a group, will only be doing attacking raids for at least the next 2 to 4 weeks. So as you folks know, we typically do a mix of attacking and defending. So we defend our own bases, we attack an enemy base. We defend our own bases, we attack an enemy base. For the next 2 to 4 weeks, because of the map reviews and the fact that they're all receiving an overhaul, we will only be doing attacking raids for the, again, next 2 to 4 weeks. So really, that is just applicable to myself, Zaitan, and Suno, who are our current certified raid commanders, so the individuals who lead our raids. So again, we'll get to enjoy attacking some bases. I know some folks have been asking me lately can we attack some more bases rather than defend? So we'll definitely have an opportunity to do that. And then going into middle of August, we'll get to experience a refreshed raid-based roster. So to be clear, the 17 bases aren't changing. Okay, so we're using the same bases. They're just being edited in terms of how they're played. So you might actually have a completely different experience. A great example being one of our bases, hydroelectric facility. I spent probably 2 hours on that map yesterday after we played it with Aegis Fate, and it's a completely different playstyle now compared to before. So we're going to be changing how our bases are experienced and played, and ultimately just give us something new. So you play the same base enough times, it can become a little bit stagnant. So this will hopefully refresh our experiences of our raid bases. In line with that, on another monitor, because I've got you folks on a separate monitor right now, I'm currently in development of what's called the Eternal Posterity Raid Commander Qualification Program. So some of you folks might be familiar. We do have basic combat proctor trainees, and we also have raid commander trainees. Our basic combat proctor trainees do go through a program in order to become certified as a proctor, similar to our raid commanders. Our raid commanders have to go through a qualification program as well. Obviously, we do have a BCT document. However, we do not have a raid commander qualification program document. So that is currently under development. This will basically mimic, to a degree, how we train our individuals to become certified raid commanders. So ultimately, this will be a guide for myself as well as senior raid commanders who are training individuals trying to become RCs. And those of you who are interested in potentially becoming future RCs, you will be able to have access to this document and get an idea of what the requirements are to become an RC and how to be successful as an RC. So I'm actually hoping to roll that out very shortly today, actually, this evening, after our town hall, as the document is nearly done. So it's going to be called our RCQP, so Raid Commander Qualification Program. And yeah, so for those of you who potentially have RC in your future or are interested in expanding your skill set within the group, that will be another option for you. So that will be coming, again, that'll be coming very shortly this evening in our Files and Documents channel. Moving on to what most of you are probably wanting to talk about today, the sword tournament. So let's talk about swords. So I'm going to get all of you to refer, because this is very important as it's part of instructions. I'm going to get all of you to please refer to the channel called Announcements. So again, we have a channel called Announcements. Okay. And I'm going to direct your attention to the announcement that was made today, earlier today, as I wanted to have that prepared and ready in advance of our call, which we're in now. So I can walk all of you through the sword tournament that's coming up and what that all means for everybody. So, this is not your average recreational competition. There's a lot of skin in the game here. There's a lot of money slash prize on the line as well. So this is a significant tournament and a significant investment of time and resources. Hence, we want obviously the reward to match what's being put into it. So applications are open officially as of today. So we are referring to this as what's called the Right of the Blade sword tournament. So that is the name of the tournament, the Right of the Blade. You'll notice that there's a Google Doc. So I would ask that each of you who are either interested in just learning about the tournament or are wanting to participate, you are required to comprehensively understand this document, as it actually goes over the entire rule set and how the tournament is being facilitated. And as a competitor, the expectations that we have of you. Again, this is not your average recreational show up, play and, whatever. This is an elimination tournament. And the prize is quite generous. I'll get to that in a moment. So the Google document will cover the tournament itself. So I'll just open it for the sake of me being able to walk through it. So we're referring to it as our official sword tournament handbook, which will describe the purpose of the tournament, the structure, the rule set, the awards, as well as just a disclaimer at the end. So our registration period for the tournament does open today. It closes next Sunday on July 26th at 10 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Applications received before or after the deadline may be placed on a wait list or declined at the discretion of tournament officials. Some of you have jumped the gun early with your applications. Don't worry, that's fine. You know who you are. That's no problem. I've received your applications and they will be considered, so you have nothing to worry about. Applications do have to be sent via Discord direct message to me, and you will see the application in the announcement itself. So I need you to copy and paste. If you are participating, the instructions are very clear. You need to copy and paste the application and fill it out. If the application is incomplete, if it's missing information, I will ask you to redo it. Okay, so the application needs to be filled out in its entirety in order to have the information required to basically enter you into the bracket draft. Some important information here. You have to have the time commitment in order to participate. So that doesn't mean you need to be available at all hours of the day or available every day. But as we're scheduling your particular bracket, we need to ensure that you are generally available at reasonable hours, such as weekends and evenings, in order to participate. If you are an individual and that has a hard time with scheduling, or it is difficult to get a hold of you, I do not recommend you apply. Okay, you need to make sure that you have the time commitment in order to participate, considering that if you get all the way to the final, right, you're going to be playing several matches. So with our tournament, there is a controller confirmation. MNK is banned. from Sword Tournament. Reason being is MNK players do have an inherent advantage with MNK compared to controller. So to ensure the integrity of the tournament and fairness, and that all people are playing on the same platform, you can still play on PC, you can still play on console, but you have to be controller only. So part of your application is acknowledging that you are doing controller only, and that mouse and keyboard is not present during any of your bouts or your matches. With tournament acknowledgement, by submitting your application, you're also confirming that you are an enlisted or non-enlisted member in good standing. You've read and understood the entirety of the tournament handbook, which is the Google document I've referred to, that you agree to follow tournament rules and decisions made by tournament officials, and that you understand and accept that the entrance into the tournament is not guaranteed. So we might have a case where we have 30 applicants. Obviously, we can only house 16. And this is a 16 maximum tournament. And you'll see I've actually attached a picture below that shows you how the tournament is designed. So we have a qualifier round, quarterfinal round, a semifinal round, and a final round. Qualifier rounds are best of 3. Quarterfinal rounds are best of 3. Semifinals are best of 5. And finals are best of 7. In terms of the awards, the winner of the Sword Tournament receives a Discord title unique to you called the Blade Sovereign Eternal. So the winner will receive that Discord role with a special icon and gradient color to signify. And grand prize is you will receive $250 Canadian, which will be transferred into your currency depending on where you live. And you will also receive one sword of choice from TrueSwords.com. So those of you who have your phones or your PCs open right now, if you want to search up TrueSwords.com, they are based in the United States. They are one of the largest producers and suppliers of fantasy, ceremonial, and aesthetic swords in North America. So you will have a choice of one sword with a value of up to $500 US from the site. So when we're talking translation between the cash prize in Canadian currency and the dollar value in US currency, we're looking at just under $1,000 in total winnings between the physical item itself and the cash prize. So again, this is not a small tournament. This is significant investment of resources. So that's why we ask people take this seriously, as if you are applying, you are serious about the tournament. And again, obviously, permanent recognition as the Blade Sovereign Eternal, the unique Discord server role. We do have a disclaimer at the bottom of the document. The tournament participation has absolutely zero influence or standing over sword bearers. So members of the sword bearers, this tournament has no association with your role or rank in the order, and will not affect you in any way. So let's say you're a Blade Master. So Zaitin, Chaos, and Aura are our Blade Masters. Let's say all 3 of them have chosen to participate, and let's say none of them win. That does not affect their role as a Blade Master. So this tournament is completely and inherently separated from the tournament, separated from the Sword Bearers. So I do want to, again, mention that disclaimer so folks are aware that this will in no way affect your progression as a member of Sword Bearers. I won't bother reading through the whole document. Again, that is your responsibility as a participant, potential participant. But again, the document will cover the structure, eligibility, how to register, how we host the matches in CGB, rules, engagement, etc., etc., etc. Okay. In terms of tournament judges, I will be officiating. In the case that I require assistance, I will notify a member individual who is available. So if there's certain folks that I have a good relationship with and are not participating in the tournament, I may ask them to step in and help officiate. But as of right now, I will be officiating all the bouts. Again, given the consistency required in the officiating and ensuring that scoring is being done correctly. So We will do our best to host your brackets. The brackets are determined partially RNG and partially skill based. So to give you an example, we have a lot of really good sword players in this group. I want to ensure that you guys are on separate sides of the bracket. So let's say we have folks like Chaos, who's really good, Aura, who's really good, Zaitan and Lukami, who are really good. So there's 4 people right there. I'm going to ensure that they're separated. So 2 of them are split on one side of the bracket, and the other 2 are split on the other side of the bracket. And that ensures that we don't have a weighted imbalance of skill on one side of the bracket. And that ensures that when we finally get to the final, that it's a really good final. Okay, that we have 2 pretty much equally matched individuals fighting each other. Okay, so it's a big deal. This is a big tournament. I have facilitated tournaments like this before. Again, with the fact that there's such a large prize tied to it, please ensure that you are committed and available and understand the rules. We have had situations in the past where people have breached tournament rules and they get disqualified. Okay, so there is very much a real risk of being disqualified from the tournament if the rules are not followed. So just ensure that you are fully understanding of what's written, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. Okay. Best of luck to applicants. So again, applications are open. Please send them to me. And the participants will be announced on Monday, July 27th, or shortly thereafter. In whatever case that we do not have enough people who have applied, so let's say we get less than 16 applications, I will adjust the number of people participating in the tournament accordingly. Okay, so we'll just have to make some adjustments. So the tournament is going to move forward regardless, because I know that we will have enough people to actually facilitate it, but we may have to adjust the brackets depending on the total number of applicants that actually apply. All right. Chaos, I see you can't, just something about trust your work schedule. You know how late I stay up. So keep in mind, I can facilitate a match. Like, the matches don't have to be necessarily scheduled. Like, if I'm online and you and your opponent are online, we can literally do it right then and there. So these can be spontaneously done. They do not need to happen at a set period of time. Like, they can literally happen based on when people are online. So I'm pretty flexible that way. I think the majority of our people are on pretty late at night. I think most of us as gamers in general are night owls anyway. So I think evenings and weekends are probably going to be our best bet for most people. Okay. So that's the sword tournament. Let's see if I have anything else. Otherwise, I'm going to pass it off to Zaitan in a second here. Yeah, I think that's all on my list. Oh, sorry. One last thing with the campaign evolved break. I told you folks about the break during the game release. So, like, we're not going to schedule stuff internally or externally. We'll start scheduling the following weekend. So pretty much 27th onward. Like, folks will still be playing CE, so it's not that the grind is going to stop, but we'll resume scheduling of internal and external activity the following week. Once folks have had their honeymoon phase with the game. All right. Zaitan, if you want to step onto the stage, I know you have a couple things that you'd like to bring up to the group. Assuming you're still available to speak.
Yes, I'm still here. Apologies for the mic quality. I am currently on my phone. But yeah, I just want to go over a couple of things real quick. They're pretty simple and straightforward. The first one I want to go over is something that we've been doing in the clan for a long time. Each clan has to do it. Recruitment drive. So, well, not recruitment drive, just recruitment. Obviously stuff's been going on. Community is only a certain size, and that's fine. And realistically, there's only so many people that are in the community, but that's fine. Point is, um, I still definitely think there's good chance for us to get other people in the group. Keep in mind, we're not necessarily a group that focuses on one thing. We're not fully focused on skill. We don't fully care about the RP. We're a nice mix of everything. And for that, even if people do want to join simply as a crew ops, I think there's a lot of space and a lot of area that, so long as they can follow our ship code of conduct, for people to join and enjoy themselves here. That being said, I encourage everyone here who would wish to try to recruit when they get a chance. Now, you're probably saying, well, I don't like doing recruitment lobbies and all that stuff. And I agree. I understand. I'm the same way. I can't do that shit anymore. What I mean is simple stuff like, your matchmaking is like, hey, this guy seemed chill. So pop a message to like, hey, you're interested in the group? Joining a group. If you want to, give them the basic explanation, something like that. Maybe message an LFG, make an LFG on Xbox, message a couple friends you have, or like if you're in any other servers. Just very simple stuff. And it's less about taking the time to do it all the time, going out of your way, and taking the smart choices you can when you're just doing what you're normally doing. Like, again, a lot of people playing matchmaking, simple messaging there, or if you're in socials, you like going to socials, stuff like that. Simple stuff like that. And over time, even if it's only a member or two a week, that helps. It helps the group a bit. And hopefully over time, it will allow us to continue to grow at a nice pace that will help sustain us. But anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and remind everyone about that. Any members of infantry staff, we will be having a longer conversation about that later on. But that is it with that. So, with that being said, I'm going to move on to my next point. So, I do have a promotion today for infantry, specifically a promotion to Ultra. I would like to announce that Nox, or Aura Med Akumro, is going to be promoted to Ultra. Nox, you've been doing an amazing job in infantry. Ever since you've even gotten the ability to have roles to help, you've been doing a tremendous job helping and hosting events. Once you became a proctor, helping handle proctorship, and having a great attitude as well. Overall, doing an amazing job in every way, shape, and form. I've talked to you and a few other people about it. What I truly care to see from people in Ultras is someone that I can rely on to help run infantry if I or someone else like Zeno isn't around at a set time. And I do truly believe you have the ability, from what I have seen, to handle that. So, once again, I would like everyone to please congratulate Nox for his promotion. You've earned a mega. Anyways, that's all I had to say, Zeno.
Coolio. Thank you, Mr. Zayatin. I do want to thank some folks as well. So congratulations, Aura. And actually, I want to build off of this. I think this is a great segue from Zayatin's piece on recognizing leadership and contributions. Without getting into it, because as you folks know, we have a very fine line as the types of conversations we have in the server and how deep we get into them. So I won't entertain politics or anything like that. But what I will say, there's a lot of shit going on in the world right now, and a lot of you are going through things or are experiencing challenges in your lives, and that varies from person to person. And for many of you, including myself, this game, this clan, our VCs, our friends are an outlet, right? It's our safe space. We get on to escape the shit around us and the stuff that we experience day to day. And I want to recognize the incredible resilience of this group. Not just what we've gone through as a gamer group, as friends, but also what each of us goes through in our respective areas of the world and what's going on in our lives. And that you continue to show up every day anyway, regardless of what's going on. And you put a smile on your face, or you put in your absolute best that you can. all of that to say that all of you are kick-ass people, and I could not ask for a better friend group, a better group to call comrades and teammates and fellow gamers. And I'd like to recognize too the incredible resilience of especially our leadership members of our staff and our leadership group. Zaitan, Suno, Rise, Kaivel, Zrel, Lukami, Asu, Blood Elite, Sylph, Arzo, our officer group, right? Avu, Aura, Rampage, Usin, right? And anyone else. I think I've got everybody, but please let me know if I've missed anyone. Right, our leadership group, there's a lot of time and energy being put into facilitating a group like this, right? As we've had a roller coaster of ups and downs, and we've gotten big, we've gotten smaller, we've gotten big again, we've gotten smaller again, right? It's a bit of up, down, and everything in between. There's a lot of time and energy that goes into making sure that we retain our identity. We stay true to our values, right? As you guys see in the command directive, it's at the very top of our command directives, our mission and vision statement, right? We stay true to that shit every single day. And there's an integrity that has to be maintained around that. So I want to thank all of you because everyone here contributes to that, including our non-enlisted personnel, right? A big portion of this server is our non-enlisted membership. Just because somebody is not a formal part of our ranking system doesn't mean they don't add value. So with this being a community and the fact that we're now celebrating 6 months of community and what this group has been able to achieve, I hope all of you can just take a moment or a few seconds here to stop, reflect, and congratulate yourselves and congratulate those around you for contributing to that. So thank you to everybody for your efforts and your camaraderie. It's setting us up for success, right? We don't know when the next multiplayer Halo game is going to come out or if it's going to even be successful, right? We're kind of hoping and praying at this point. So one step at a time, one day at a time, one game at a time, and we'll continue to truck forward. So thank you all. Outside of that, Kaivel, Rise, Zrel, as my fellow members of HighCom, is there anything that you folks would like to add? Feel free to, I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but if there's anything you'd like to contribute to the conversation. Kaivel is a negative. Rise is a negative. Oh, Zrel. I know, dude, your work schedule is a hot mess. But that's okay. We love you too. We're happy to have you here, buddy. Happy to have you here. All right, folks, that is it for today. What I'm going to do, because there was actually quite a bit of information today, so Lukami and or Kelos usually record our sessions, and they did do that today. I will post an announcement kind of just summarizing, just in very brief format. I'm just going to summarize the high-level notes from today in an announcement. Because there's lots of dates I've thrown out, like the campaign evolved and the thing with the raid maps and all that other shit. So I'll post an announcement. I'll just summarize the notes from today so folks who couldn't attend have the same information. If there's any questions at all, please don't hesitate to let me know. Contact a member of High Command. But I really appreciate you folks attending these town halls. Again, this is our third one. We always have a turnout of over 20 people at least, which we really appreciate. And thank you guys again for showing up, making this group what it is, and we appreciate you. So that's it, folks. We'll let you go, and just a reminder that we do have a raid in an hour and 15 minutes with Aegis Fate for those of you participating. So whoever's playing in that, I'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys.